Chapter 1 Introduction. Hi there. My name is Sophia, and for as long as I can remember, I've dreamed of visiting a new country. The idea of exploring new places and meeting people from different cultures has always fascinated me. But here's the thing. I've never been good at English. Just the thought of having to speak it made me nervous. One day, something incredible happened. I won a free trip to London. I was over the moon with excitement, but reality hit me quickly. How would I navigate an entirely new place without knowing the language? That's when I decided this was my chance to learn. In this video, you'll join me on my journey as I face real-life situations and learn English step by step. Repeat the phrases we'll cover. Together, we'll make learning fun and easy. Let's start this adventure. Chapter 2. How it all started. It all started on a bright and sunny morning. I was sitting in my small, cozy apartment, staring at the plane ticket in my hand. London, it said in bold letters. I couldn't believe it. It was real. The trip was just 2 weeks away, and I hadn't even packed, let alone practiced any English. Determined, I pulled out an old English phrase book that I'd bought years ago but never used. Where do I even start? I muttered to myself. The first page had simple greeting. Hello, my name is... Nice to meet you, and how are you? I read them aloud, repeating the words slowly. It felt awkward, but I knew I had to try. To immerse myself, I started imagining what London would be like. I pictured walking through busy streets, seeing red buses and phone booths, and smelling freshly baked pastries. But then panic set in. What if I couldn't order food? What if I got lost and couldn't ask for directions? That's when I made a plan. Every day I would learn 5 useful phrases and practice them until I felt confident. I also downloaded a language app and started watching videos of people speaking English in real-life situations. Little by little, I began to feel more prepared. The days flew by, and before I knew it, I was at the airport with my suitcase in hand. My adventure was about to begin. Chapter 3, The Big Day. The morning of my flight arrived faster than I expected. I was filled with excitement, but also a lot of nerves. As I stood in the airport terminal, waiting for my flight to board, I kept repeating phrases in my head. Excuse me, where is the bathroom? How much is this ticket? Can I have a coffee, please? I hoped I would be able to use them when I arrived in London. Finally, the moment came. I boarded the plane, found my seat, and settled in for the long flight. I tried to relax, but my mind kept racing. I kept thinking about all the possible scenarios that could happen when I landed. What if I couldn't understand the signs? What if the people couldn't understand me? After hours in the air, the plane finally landed. The announcement came over the speakers. Welcome to London. I gathered my things, took a deep breath, and walked off the plane. The moment I stepped into the airport, I was overwhelmed. The signs were all in English, the people were speaking English, and everything felt so different. I found my way to the luggage area, where I had to ask someone for help with my bag. Excuse me, can you help me with this? I said, feeling nervous but proud that I had the courage to speak. The friendly airport worker smiled and helped me without hesitation. I did it. Walking through the airport, I couldn't help but feel a sense of accomplishment. Walking through the airport, I couldn't help but feel a sense of accomplishment. I had used my first English phrase in real life, and it felt amazing, but I knew this was just the beginning. Chapter 4, First Challenge. in the city. After a long taxi ride from the airport, I finally arrived at my hotel in central London. The city was bustling with people, cars, and the famous red buses zooming by. I checked into the hotel feeling a mix of excitement and nervousness. The receptionist handed me the key and asked, "Would you like help with your bags?" I smiled, nodded, and replied, "No, thank you." Once I got to my room, I felt a sense of relief. But then it hit me. I hadn't eaten anything all day. It was already late afternoon and I was starving. I decided to go for a walk and find something to eat. I'd studied some restaurant phrases, so I thought I'd be able to handle this on my own. As I walked down the busy street, the smell of fresh bread and coffee filled the air. I spotted a small cafe with a chalkboard outside that said, "Fresh sandwiches, coffee, and pastries." It looked perfect. I took a deep breath and walked inside. "Hello, welcome," the barista greeted me with a warm smile. "What can I get for you today?" I froze for a second, unsure of what to say. But then I remembered one of the phrases I had practiced. "Can I have a sandwich, please?" "Can I have a sandwich, please?" I said, hoping I had said it right. The barista nodded. "Of course. What kind of sandwich would you like?" I quickly scanned the menu. "I'd like the chicken sandwich, please," I said with more confidence. She smiled and handed me my sandwich. "Enjoy." As I sat down and took my first bite, I realized how much I had learned already. It wasn't perfect, but I was communicating, and that was enough to make me feel proud. Chapter 5. Making New Friends. The next few days in London were a whirlwind of sightseeing, trying new foods, and exploring the city. But I knew that if I wanted to truly experience the culture, I needed to meet new people. I had practiced greetings and small talk, but it still felt daunting to approach strangers. One afternoon, I visited a local park near my hotel. The weather was perfect, with the sun shining and a gentle breeze blowing through the trees. I sat on a bench to relax, hoping to enjoy the peaceful atmosphere. As I was lost in my thoughts, a friendly voice interrupted me. "Hi, mind if I sit here?" I looked up to see a woman in her 20s smiling at me. She had a warm, approachable vibe. Sure," I said, surprised that she had initiated the conversation. We exchanged a few pleasantries, talking about the weather and how beautiful the park was. Then she asked, "So where are you from?" "I'm from Brazil," I replied. "I'm here to practice English and explore the city." "Oh, that's awesome. How long have you been here?" she asked, her interest genuine. I smiled, feeling a bit more at ease. "Just a few days. I'm still getting the hang of things." She laughed softly. "I can tell. Don't worry. Everyone struggles a bit when they're learning a new language." We talked for a while longer, and I realized how much I had learned just from this simple conversation. She used phrases I had studied, like, "What do you think?" and "It's nice to meet you." Before we said goodbye, she told me, "If you ever need help or want to practice English, feel free to call me." I walked away feeling elated. Not only had I made a new friend, but I had also used my English in a real, meaningful conversation. It wasn't perfect, but it was progress.